Good morning. The Nedbank Golf Challenge celebrates its 40th anniversary this year. Dubbed Africa's major in recent years, the invitational tournament started off as the $1 million back in the early 80s and quickly captured the imagination of golfers the world over. And 40 years on, the Nedbank Golf Challenge is still going strong. Reigning champion Tommy Fleetwood has confirmed his participation this year and will defend his 2019 title. With the last two editions interrupted by the coronavirus pandemic, the Englishman has become the longest reigning champion. Golfing expert Michael Vlismas joins us this morning via Zoom to chat about the event taking place in November. Good morning to you, Michael. Thank you for your time. I mean, it's crazy to think that the Nedbank Golf Challenge is in its 40th year. How exciting is it to have it back after a 2-year hiatus?
Very exciting, and I think, you know, the talk all about getting back to normal in society, and I think certainly for South African sports fans, one very big box that gets ticked for them is that week at Sun City at the end of the year, the Nedbank Golf Challenge. Things really do feel like society is getting back to normal when that tournament takes place. And as you mentioned, it's been absent for 2 years. And Tommy Fleetwood, the longest defending champion in the history of the event. So he's just as keen to get back there and defend the title.
I was having a chuckle to myself thinking about the fact that he has, you know, without much of an option, become the longest reigning champion. Do you think he can actually defend his title? I mean, he's got strong competition.
Oh, he can, absolutely. And, you know, he came back from 6 shots behind on that golf course to win, to get into a playoff with Marcus Kinhult first off and then win. So he knows the golf course well and enjoys it. He can certainly defend that title. But it will be a good field and a great one for the South African golfers as well, always, to compete on home soil. And the timing of the announcement this week is just so great because the Sunshine Tour has its season-ending tour championship this week, and the winner of the Sunshine Tour Order of Merit qualifies for a place in the Nedbank Golf Challenge. So at the moment, that's Sean Norris who's leading that race. So a lot on the line for the Sunshine Tour pros as well.
Yeah, so it's the 40th anniversary of the challenge, as we said. It will carry an increased number of DP World Tour ranking points. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, previously, you know, so much has changed in the world of golf since that 2019 event. You know, the European Tour, as it was known, is now the DP World Tour. A lot changing there as well. A $6 million purse as well. Increased world ranking points. The world has moved on in golf in a very, very big way. It's the DP World Tour's significant investment in South African golf. There's since there's been a greater partnership, greater working together of what has been a very long-standing partnership between South Africa and the DP World Tour. The PGA Tour also moving into that space with greater ties with the DP World Tour and the Sunshine Tour. So it really is just that whole entire ecosystem they talk about has been elevated significantly to keep the flagship tournaments around the world at the status that they deserve. And that's what they're looking for here. It is still a major event on their schedule. It's the penultimate tournament of their season before the DP World Tour Championships. So certainly it's going to be a lot to play for. And the increased world ranking points, as always, is to keep whetting the appetite of the world's leading players to make the trip to Sun City.
A lot to look forward to. Before I let you go, Michael, I have to talk to you about this latest development in golf. We know that Greg Norman, an Aussie legend, he's planning to shake up the world of golf with this new rival tour. Do you see him succeeding there?
I think he's struggling, and I think it's becoming a liability for the organizers. I think what Phil Mickelson has done and what Greg Norman represents in world golf at the moment, it's a pity. He had a great legacy, but what he represents at the moment to the traditional superpowers of world golf is becoming a liability for anybody that wants to start anything new and do so off a positive benchmark. Saudi Arabia, of course, has a very tough job convincing anybody that they're in it for the good of the game. And you know, if you consider the human rights record there, and I think I think it's a very, very difficult one at the moment, and I don't see it succeeding in its current state at the moment.
You mentioned a few players, the likes of Phil Mickelson. I know that Lee Westwood and Ian Poulter have also shown interest. I mean, what could there be in it for them to be participating in such a rebel tour? Is it a financial thing?
It would be a purely financial decision, and the players that you mentioned, no disrespect to them whatsoever, but you look at those kind of players. You know, Phil Mickelson has just requested a sort of a leave from the PGA Tour to be able to play in a Saudi Arabian event. So he's nailed his colours to the mast. Where these players are in their particular careers is driving the decisions that they are making. But if you're looking at a current major star in the game, looking for Ryder Cup positioning, President's Cup positioning, world #1 status, major champion status, and chasing all of those prizes in golf, this is not going to be where you want to go. There is a greater conversation to be had about how to develop something greater in the game, but the way that this is played out at the moment is I think taking it down a dead end.
All right, thank you so much for your input, Michael. We really do appreciate it. That was golfing expert Michael Vlismas. All right, that's all the sports for the moment.